I planning to stop sing soca and go and live in Grenada. Start to sing some jump songs, eat lambi and drink rum. Every night I like them.
The real big man in the soca business right here on Spin the Music, Australia. Right? I'm planning to stop sing soca and go and live in Australia. Spin music calling me to sing in a party. But every night I lie down in my bed, spin music playing in my head, saying all your Australia people, I say, come to we. Oh, yeah, yo, come to we. Oh, yo, there's a big man in the business, Iwer George. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, yo. Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yo. Stop.
Spinning Music TV Australia, and right now I got one of the big men in the soca business, Mr. Iwer, the boss George. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to us.
You're always welcome.
So, carnival season is around the corner. How is it going for you? It's pure pace, lots to do.
Well, you know, a lot of sleepless nights, you know. Long hours.
Yeah, and you've done some releases for this year. Some two big tunes that I know of, Mash Me Up on the Condemn Rhythm, and of course, Trini's Come To Me. Tell us what gave you the inspiration for those songs.
Well, Mash Me Up on the Condemn Rhythm is one of those tunes that, you know, I designed it in a way to kind of endorse the mass bands, you know. Because if you check I say when I say Pring-a-ling-a-ling, carnival is soon. Knife and fork a fight for costume. Some of them girl them long up them out. When they hear you must sell out. Some of them trying to run by tribe. Tribe them say we not take bribe. Some of them trying to run legacy. Legacy go make plenty money. Some of them play make McFarlane because they want to be a part of the thing. So you see, I want to be a part of this, you know. So it's like I kind of endorsing the mass camp, the ones that sold out, the ones that doing good, the ones that still need to do, because, you know, it's time that we grow and accept the fact that, you know, the mass band and the mass band leaders play a very integral part in carnival, and we always have to give them the props and keep them, you know, keep a nice spirit around them, you know.
Yeah, for real. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how much work goes into it, how much effort, and it's a year-round business. Even though carnival is only, you know, 2 weeks of the year with all the fets and so on, it's a lot of work. So yeah, enough respect for that. And the other big tune that you have, Come To Me. Tell us about that one.
To me, it's a tune in our design, you know, and it's a kind of mystery script because, you know, for some reason, you know, since, you know, I'm the only real soca station in the island, you know, a lot of fight from other media houses, and last year they started to fight my kind of way and try to force me out now, you know. So right. I already designed the tune, you know, to already tell the people my story, because, you know, I also myself make a lot of, you know, big contribution in the art form and so many words, you know, in the song. Then, you know, I already trying to tell them that I'm not taking push out then. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you know? Right, so what I say is a reverse psychology. Just like if, you know, you and your girlfriend at the house vex, and say, all right, that's you, I'm gone, right. You know, but you know you ain't going in there, you know you love the woman, right? That's why I got a grandchild kind of thing. Right. So that's why I say, I'm planning to stop sing soca and go and live in Grenada. Start to sing some jab song, eat lambi and drink my rum. Every night you lie down in your bed, a jab singing in my head, saying all your Trini people, I say come to. You know what I mean? So it's a kind of vibe like that then, you know? It's like, you know, if only I appreciate me, let me just go in Grenada and live like a jab king then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like that.
Now, first of all, I gotta say that I do look forward as a DJ as well to your contributions, because I know you're real busy with the radio station, 91.9 FM. Make sure you check it out. So it's good to have your contributions every year. But you touched on a big point there about the soca industry probably not uniting as it should, right? If I could sort of summarize it that way, with the radio stations, people trying to push out things like that. How important is it for us to take this genre worldwide?
Well, you make a point about, you know, the industry not united. You know, I think the musician is united, right. The artist is united, you know, but the people are wrong it, you know, and the outskirt of that is the ones who are not united, you know. So what's started to happen is, you know, they're the one creating the little, the little hatred between man and man, you know. But other than that, 90% of the artists, them as friends, they line plenty time together, tour together, you know what I mean, go on the beaches together, go on cruise together, you know what I mean. So we have a nice little thing going on this side of the earth, you know. But you was asking me another question.
Well, just on the behavior, has that changed a lot? Because the reason for it is that I've just come back from St. Kitts, also interviewing some of the artists over there as well about the whole soca fraternity and so on. And it was pointed out to me there's a lot of infighting, you know. And I'm glad you touched on it and said that 90% of the soca artists and so on are unified, you know. But for me, being overseas in Australia and other foreign countries, we still find that soca music has sort of lagged behind in terms of a dominant sort of genre of music. You know, reggae is at the forefront, and I like to kind of get everybody's feel about what they think we need to do to advance soca music, because it is there, and you know, we just need to do something to push it up again. What are your thoughts?
Well, I totally in agreement with you. And one of the problems that we have in the soca is a lot of people want to reap and nobody want to sow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the initial stage, Sparrow and them sow, and they did it their way, and they bring it up to a level where a man can live comfortable. You understand?
Right.
And it's for this generation now to take it beyond.
Right.
You know? But we always get caught in a one-man syndrome. Over, like, probably the past 15 years ago, we had get caught in a super blue era. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, okay.
And if you do your research before,
Right.
we also come back and get caught in before Super Blue, we had caught in a Sparrow Kitchener era.
Right, okay.
You understand?
I know where you're going.
And then now we get caught in a Marshall Montano era,
Right.
you know? So, it's looking like the one-man thing cannot work. You know, it's looking like, you know, we have to more, you know, attack the thing like an army then, you know what I mean? You know, with more soldiers around it, you know? And what's been happening for the past couple of years in Trinidad, you know, every concert you go to, you understand, the only person that will get prime time is Marshall.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
is if Marshall could carry it,
Right.
you understand, or if he making the right decision to carry it.
Right.
And that's not for me to determine,
Right.
but I do my little part, you know, too, and I open the real doors myself, you know, but, you know, I don't think the one-man thing could work.
Right.
You know, I think it had to be a more collaborated effort, you know, from everybody, you know, to go forward, you know, because if you look at reggae music good, you got to realize that is the army.
Yeah.
If you look at hip-hop and R&B, that is an army.
Right.
You understand? And if you look at all genre of music, it's an army, you know, it's, you know, this Trinidad mentality, we have this kind of way to put all the eggs in one basket, you know, so it look like it's not working.
Well, I gotta say a couple things. The first is that I'm a big fan of soca music, so under that umbrella, I sort of embrace all the artists, you know. And I think Marshall has done his contribution as well by collaborating with some of the bigger American artists and so on. But just take it back a step without sort of pinpointing anybody. Is the music ready for the world? Is soca music, I know we're stuck in this jump and wave era and so on, but is that ready for a market so vast that can actually digest it?
Yes. We're more than ready for the world. And if you look carefully now, you got to realize more groovy soca started to take the forefront.
Right.
And one of the problems we used to have in the world is that the up-tempo ones was too fast, and most of the artists sing about things that are wrong here, so it don't have international appeal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we, in our circle, in our world, so to speak, you know, in order for you to, you know, get a good tour or to get a good pay, you know, you have to sing songs that here could relate to.
Gotcha.
You understand? Take a pay here.
Right.
And then, you know, you will end up coming now and you might probably win the road march or win the soca monarch, so you end up being the man, you understand, to the forefront. And the outside cameras looking in, they're looking for the man for the forefront.
Right.
But the song that the man just sing have nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
You know, so a lot of people take different routes. I mean, we saw Kevin Litter take a nice little route himself, and he ended up doing over that 112 tune, that
Right.
song, and he opened a little barrier with that, and different things, you know. But I still feel what we missing is the ground. And the world open up and give us the opportunity, and we need to capture the opportunity. 15 years ago, they have no way for our music to reach anybody. You understand? Now all barriers all doors are open.
Especially with all these social networks and all that.
That's
stuff.
right. You go to YouTube, you go to wherever, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, I mean, the sky is the level, you know?
Yeah.
So I personally think in a few years from now, soca is going to reach, you know, and then when you look going into Japan and these places, right, you get to realize that soca is doing good.
Right.
You understand? But the faces is what getting lost.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The faces. I mean, men are going on the ground and sacrifice. You know, men are going and say, well, let me put $10,000 in my pocket. I go in Japan, I go look for a little apartment. I'm a little bag of CDs. I want my CDs in the past. I go and start to recreate this whole thing and try and see how best I can do the thing. Wherever state open, wherever doors open, I go jump in it and I go sell it back to the street and make it into happen, you know? But men have to remember when Bob and them was playing reggae on the world, them fella and them used to go in Central in the square in America.
Right.
You understand?
Busking, I think.
Yes, and put up a little groove and play for free.
Right.
You understand? So that's what I tell you, the problem we have is everybody is superstars.
Right.
You understand? Everybody want to know, everybody want to reap and nobody wants to sow.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha. Now, if you had to put together a groovy soca to take the world by storm, how would you arrange it? If Iwer George style, how would it come about?
Well, first, you know, my writing is going to be a little different to here because, you know, I will have to use words that the world could relate to, you know? So if I have to say, you know, if I had to say jockets, I might want to say rockets. Yeah. You know what I mean? Things that, you know, all different, you know, could languages could relate to it, you know what I'm saying? And that is the key, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you're talking, you want to talk to everybody, you know?
Well, that song you had bring out in 2007, Fed After Fed, it had a wicked kind of beat to it. And to my surprise, it actually reached far overseas. I mean, they have pockets of DJs who love music, and they reached the catalog of some of those men, you know? So...
Yeah, well, you know, it also had an error in that.
Right.
You know, because the first line is going around the country, mashing up it. Country is the wrong line for there if you want to deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you don't call America country.
Right.
You understand? You don't call Japan country.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Right? So it's like that, you know, those kind of little small things, but you know, maybe you have to keep changing in order to talk to the wider audience, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And the last thing I want to ask you, well, International Soca Monarch coming up next week Friday. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's going to be a beautiful show. I mean, it's going to be one of the better shows because, you know, two of the bigger artists who haven't been in the show for a long time, Marshall and Destra, is back on the show, you know. They even make me want to perform more. Yes, and I sure they make Bungie want to do better and Piano want to do better. And I know everybody is trying to do a good show, and, you know, you could feel the buzz, like the people themselves want to go to that too, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to God to be there still because I was on the first one and I'm still here, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to send no threats to anybody to say, well, I will beat them and I will beat them and I will beat them. But I just want to say, for anybody to beat me is going to be a difficult task.
So you come out with any kind of special fireworks, or we have to wait till the night before you reveal that sort of secrets?
Well, it's so intense right now. You can't even see what you're doing. Yeah, everything is hush hush. You can't. We had a meeting last night about with the presentation, and the last thing, everybody involved, you know, cannot discuss anything with anybody. If you discuss anything with anybody, you'll be thrown out of the team.
Okay.
Then the next thing is it have people who actually working on the show who not gonna know what they're doing until 6 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because yeah, the secret, you know. Because on the end of the day, the man with the surprise is the man who's gonna win, you know. Yeah. You know.
Well, that's it. Iwer George Boss. You're talking to him here for Spinning Music TV Australia, live in Trinidad. Brethren, it's been a blessing. Thanks a lot for giving us a few minutes of your time.
Yeah, man, you're always welcome, man.